Welcome to day 4 of our high frequency, high intensity training. This is going to be chest, triceps and hamstrings. You don't need to be looking for power when you're learning to kick. That rotation, that movement is going to work the muscles, and I tell you now, one kick is worth at least 2 punches. So this is another way of ramping up that cardio and really making your heart and lungs work. Really fast how to break down how to do a kick. What you don't do is stand upright and kick like this. We need rotation. What you're gonna do, front foot is gonna spin and you're gonna roll through. So it's spin and roll. So you're gonna spin on that front foot and turn the kick in. And you want to be landing that kick between upper shin and lower shin. What we're not doing is kicking with the foot, we're landing here. So it should make a real thud when it lands rather than a slap. Remember, roll that front foot, land that shin. Roll the front foot, land that shin. So with that, let's hit combination 1. Combination 1, and this is all about rotation. You're gonna go 1, 2, left hook, and now we're priming for that right kick because we've rolled over to the right. We're gonna spin on that front foot, bring that leg, kick through with the shin, back to a guarded position. So in flow, it's really easy. Don't rush it. Pop, 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 bang, and we're out. Combination 2, we're going to be bringing the knees. So rather than standing up straight and do this, we're going to push knees through and drive. You're driving off that left leg, driving the right knee through, and vice versa. So combination 2 to incorporate the knee. 1, 2, we slip on that 2, uppercut, imaginary tie clinch, drive the knee through. In flow, you're going to step in on the jab. So bang, 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 boom, and we're here. One more time, step in off that jab. You know what's coming. Bang, 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 boom. So what we've done is pop that head up, and as it's gone up, we've grabbed it, rip it down, boom, drive that knee through. Final combination for today, combination 3. This is going to involve knees and kicks, but we have 2 legs. So to show you how to use that leading leg, we're going to involve a front kick or a switch kick. With the left leg, we're either going to tee up and push away, or we're going to do a switch kick, which is where we switch, put the foot back, skip feet, and then come through turning on that right foot, bam, kicking again with that shin. You've got the choice, push kick or switch kick. So variation 1 with the front push kick, what you're going to do is come in with a jab, straight right, push kick, drop that front foot down, the lead foot you just pushed it with, then follow through and drive through with the knee. That's variation 1. Variation 2 involves a switch kick, which is a low offensive attack. So thinking about chopping just below the knee. What that involves, we're going to do the 1, 2, switch the feet, come through with the kick, land that front foot, and then drive through with the knee. So boxing done, we're now nice and warm and loosey-goosey, and we're going to move on to our exercises, which are going to be for triceps, hamstrings, and chest. Remember, we do 2 exercises per body part, 5 sets, 8 to 12 reps as a rule, but on the heavier motions, the compounds, if you want to do those lower rep ranges, that 4 to 8, 6 to 10, absolutely fine. Feel free to mess around with those rep ranges as you see fit. I like to superset things, so I'm going to go from one exercise straight into another and do the set by set, side by side. But if you want to do all sets to completion of one exercise before moving on, that's absolutely fine. Feel free to tweak this as you see fit. But we are going to start compound movement, then we go on to isolation. So to start with for triceps, we're going to do our dips, and we're going to team that supersetted with straight leg kettlebell single leg deadlifts. Things to note on the dips: when you want to do and focus on the triceps, this is a compound movement. It is going to hit the chest and the shoulders and everything, but we want that focus on the tricep. To do that, what we do is elevate the body to a more upright position, and we're going to keep our feet in front. By putting our feet behind, that tends to make you want to lean forward, and that's going to bring it onto the chest. So to stay more upright, we're going to come up, feet in front. So from here now, we're going to engage our glutes. We're going to lower by letting our elbows go backwards, load those triceps, and then fire up, boom. If you're on a dip machine where you're able to touch the floor as you lower down, you can use that as a little bit of a spotting mechanism. So as you come down, if you want to just touch your feet, a little bit of a respite, and then fire back up, that's another way of getting strong enough to do the full body motion if you can't do it already. Then we're going to move on to the hamstring. So this next movement is basically a stiff leg deadlift variation. You're going to be single legs at a time. You can use a dumbbell, but a kettlebell is a little bit more balanced. This is unilateral work, so we are going to feel it in the glutes here. We're going to feel some stabilization in the core and lower back, but get that load on the stretch and really drive through the hips, heels and hips, heels and hips. Before doing this, make sure that you're near a surface. If you do need to stabilize, there's something you can reach out on. So to start, I'm going to be working my left side, so I'm going to hold the kettlebell in my right, keeping my chest up, core engaged, ribs down. I'm going to avoid that pelvic tilt. I don't want to let that lower back arch happen. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to lower the kettlebell down, and as I do, the same side the kettlebell's held in, that right leg's going to kick out the back. So I'll hold on to show you this so I can hold it. As it kicks out, I load the stretch on the left side. Then I'm going to squeeze my glutes and hammies and drive back through. So it looks like this. Down, and then drive. Boom. Then squeeze here and here. You're going to repeat this on both sides. Again, this is unilateral work, so it's going to really help find those imbalances, find your weak side, and let you target them and get better. Supersets, 5 sets, 8 to 12 reps, 6 to 10 if you want to go heavier. Go. Perfect.
So dark you cannot see who I'm riding with. Diamond glisten all up in my watch, can't tell what time it is. Diamond clusters all up in my watch, they got you blind as shit. I tied a beat up, then I fucking yeah, I'm on some violent shit. Woo! Don't wanna tell you again. Woo! I might tell the bitch to bring a friend. Drop the top and open up the roof, now that's a quick stop. Only real diamonds round my pink, you got on ring pops. Cartier around my fucking wrist, take off that wristwatch. Crew is something serious, don't mess with us, you hearing this.
So now we're moving on, we're going to superset a chest exercise with the secondary hamstring exercise. So that's bringing that fresh body part, so we're ready to go. This is going to be my 3-point press. Now I have shown this before, but it is a favorite of mine. It's functional because it works all the rotational angles of the shoulder, and also it makes you focus on being able to press from different angles whilst maintaining contraction in the back, drive through the palms and focus on the chest. So you're going to get very good at controlling weight through different ranges of motion rather than being one-dimensional. Because this is a 3-part movement, I'm going to be aiming for 15, so I want 5 rotations. If I can't get that, I'm going to aim for 4, which is 12. So there is a significant difference in reps if you don't make a full rotation on these. So err on the side of caution and go a little bit lighter. I'm going to have the bench 1 up from flat. That's going to take some of the stress off the shoulders. We're going to start with an underhand grip. Press up, squeeze, and down. 5 reps, like this. 4, 5, then to a hammer grip. 5 reps, keeping that dumbbell head slightly tilted in so you can see the back head of the dumbbells are slightly up, and I press through. 5, 4, 5. From here, rotate out, let the heads of the dumbbells tilt slightly inward, so we're not letting them rotate out like most people. From here, bring it down, lats contracted, driving through the hips and the heels like you would on a bench press, and explode. Boom. 5 reps, 2, 3, 4, 5, control the descent, 1 set done. So the secondary exercise for the hamstrings and the superset for that chest exercise is going to be front lying leg curls. Now you have to imagine this as being like the preacher curl for your biceps, but for your hamstrings. The hamstrings are the biceps of the leg. If you can think of that, the way you contract the bicep, that's what we're looking for on this. Main things to note, again, this is not a massively heavy exercise. We want more about contraction rather than sheer weight. What we also want to avoid doing is lurching the body up and down as we lift and arching that lower back. What we want to do is maintain a neutral upper body, and we want to maintain a neutral spine, so we don't want to be arching as we lift. Make sure that the pad rests here on your Achilles, so adjust this as necessary. From here, what I'm going to do is look to have my elbows nice and planted, and I'm going to pull on the handles. If you don't have the handles, you've just got one of those flat benches where it comes through to here. What I like to do is reach underneath the bench and grip the underside. That way I'm holding my body down and I'm less likely to want to pop up as I lift. From here, what I'm going to do is make sure my feet are parallel, making sure the toes and heels are in line, not twisting off. I then pull my heels through to my glutes, up to my butt, squeeze. I'm not arching through. I'm neutral and a squeeze, and then I return that slow negative again, not letting my lower back arch, butt raise, nothing moves but the knee joint. Squeeze and repeat. If you keep this balance perfect, if you keep your feet in line and you get this squeeze, you should feel an insane contraction in the hamstrings and a real mind to muscle connection.
I got all of the shit that's on my chest, but I'm still killing it. I'm kinda tipsy, falling over. Hold my cup, I'm spilling it. You spill out your whole heart, I don't have a man, it's black. And fuck all of this shit, if it's whack, I don't want that. I don't have any kids, but I swear I am your started staying quiet. Bench players always talking and they hating. I'm a fucking spawn of Satan. Listen, this what I'm regurgitating. Moon illuminating. I'm insane and got a pistol too. Name a person who listens. You want
secondary movement for the chest, and again we look at that functionality, a nice range of motion and control. So we're going to do some dumbbell flies. This is one a lot of people do an overstretch on because they think they're going to get more range of motion by stretching the muscles more. When actually what's happening is you're putting your ligaments and tendons under unnecessary stress and taking the load off the chest onto the shoulders, biceps and elbows. So here's how we're going to fix that. We kick ourselves back. We're going to keep our feet parallel, glutes engaged, back contracted like we would with a press. From here, what we're going to think about is hugging a barrel. So we're going to have our elbows turned out. So there's elbows in, we're going to roll our elbows out. From here, we're going to come down only as low as we could go with a bar, which is about here. Now, keeping those dumbbell heads up, I'm going to drive through, squeeze, slight straightening of the arm, but keeping a bend as well, and then come back down, allowing the elbows to flex a little bit, keeping the load on the chest, drive that dumbbell head up, keep the back head up as we drive. Bam! Nice and strict, hugging a barrel, focus on the chest, no shoulder stress. Oh. That is a really effective way of doing a safe, controlled and focused chest dumbbell fly. Superset that with overhead rope extensions, but we're having the cable a little bit lower, keeping it at waist height. If you don't have an adjustable cable like this, you can have it at the bottom, but if you do, think about it. To raise this up from behind, you see so many people bringing it up low and twisting round, and it can often put shoulders under stress. When really, all you need to be able to do is slightly get under it. As long as the stack lifts, that's as low as it needs to go. So don't overextend where you don't need to and create added injury risk. So we're not going to be pulling from overhead, we're going to be pulling from down and behind. So lifting up, knuckles together from behind the head. I'm going to keep my elbows flared on this one. Rib cage down, glutes engaged. So again, I'm not letting that rib cage pop or pelvic tilt happen. So a nice neutral spine, strong core. From here, I'm going to extend up to a full extension of the arms and as wide as the rope will go whilst letting my arms extend. Knuckles together, back behind the head, deep stretch and repeat. And what I'm not doing is pigeon necking or throwing my weight through. Squeeze, and all the way back down, big stretch. Ooh. Get this one right. Oh, you can't put any body weight into it. It's all triceps, it's all focus, strong core. One of my favorite exercises. Chest, triceps, superset, go.
Yeah, I'm back on my shit though. I hold a lot of people down like a limbo. Yeah, I fucked your girl, she a nympho. At least for this D, she take a knee like Kaepernick. I'm snapping pics, I'm popping off. My swagger drips, call it hot sauce. I got a lot of bitches on my dick, I knock them off. I'm getting pissed, please knock it off. I'm popping off now. The way I run my city, swear I got this whole town.
Woo, so there you go, that is it. Day 4 done. That is each one of those body parts. Triceps, hamstrings and chest hit for the second time this week, and they are now done. You should be feeling good, you should be feeling fresh, the blood flow, the pump, everything should feel fantastic, especially during the first weeks of trying this system. Hope you've enjoyed it, hope you understood it. If you have any questions, if you're unsure of anything, hit me up in the comment section below. Make sure to watch the previous episodes of days 1 to 3, which show the bag work complete breakdown, plus some extra combinations to help you get used to being on that bag and do some functional cardio. That's it, we've got one more day to go, and I'll see you in day 5. Boom, baby.